everyone, welcome to today's video. I actually didn't export the other part of this video, which was saying, hey everyone, welcome to today's video, blah blah blah. So I just wanted to let you know, in today's video I will be talking about the books that I read recently and the books that I plan to read in the near future. And because of Ember in the Ashes, which is a book that I finished a while ago, it's a fantasy series that is absolutely amazing and stole my heart. I'm having a terrible book hangover right now and I can't get into any fantasy. So all of the books that I've read in the last month, or ever since I filmed the last video regarding that topic, I haven't really picked up any fantasy, and I've only read very light, weird, non-fantasy books. So yeah, sorry for it being in a different setting and all. Okay, let's get down with the topic. Okay, change of shirt, but coming up first is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Are you proud of me? Like, guys, it's been mentioned in every single video. That's what I feel like, and I was always saying I'm gonna finish it, and I finished it. It's a very nostalgic and sentimental book, and something about it, the way it's written, the characters, the language, just made me want to sit down with a cup of coffee and think about the importance of these little decisions we make in life that can make your life turn 180 degrees. Is it 360? I think it's 360 degrees. And just change your life completely. It was very fun and enjoyable and easy to read. It's just the type of book that inspires you to think about your life and to think about your daily choices and your patterns and all that sort of stuff. So I would highly recommend it for anyone out there like me, struggling to read a bit here and there. I just think it's a book that will fly by. Not in my case, but I think it kind of should. Next up, I read a smart book, and that is A Book of Tea by Kakuzo Okakura, and this was a book that my friend was reading and I was inspired to read it, and I thought it's primarily about tea, and well, that is the case. I think it also, well, I don't think, but it definitely also does highlight the differences between how the people in the West versus the East live, and the differences between these two lifestyles are not as visible as years and centuries ago, but still it's very fascinating. He just uses tea, the ceremonies regarding tea, the whole drinking process, meeting up process, how special tea is in this culture. He uses that as a central point around which all of the book revolves, and it always comes back to tea. It always comes back to appreciating tea and to just sitting down with a cup of tea and just taking a break. I think it's a very special book, and it was a bit hard to get into at the beginning because it was not exactly what I expected it to be. It was very philosophical, lots of philosophies mentioned there, and I think with a better knowledge about them I would have loved it much more. It was very interesting anyway, and I really did enjoy this book. Next up, I listened to 2 audiobooks. Audiobooks are my all-time saver when it comes to reading slumps and book hangovers. The first one is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I am so proud of myself that I actually finished a Jane Austen book, because when I tried reading Pride and Prejudice, I think twice, could not get into it. First time in English, I just too much brain power to understand the language. No. Second time in Polish, didn't work out, let me tell you. But I listened to the audiobook while I was like walking, grocery shopping, working out, anything that didn't really require much mental power, you know. It was just so good and so lovely and so comforting, and it was just such a lovely story. Honestly, I can't tell you what it's about. The only reason I feel like I understood what it was about was because I watched the movie with my sister, and I was sort of like, okay, I get that general vibe about this book, but I cannot tell you what it's about. I don't really know. It's like this story set a few centuries back, revolving around family. There's some drama, there's some love. It reminds me of Anne of the Green Gables in terms of the pace it's set at and the general events. It mostly revolves around the characters, about what they think about their daily lives, about their misfortunes, and you know, stuff like that. And I'm currently reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, so I am like so extremely proud of myself. And last but not least, I realized that in my previous video I did not include A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir, which is the 4th book in An Ember in the Ashes, and well, obviously I have finished it like in no time at all. It took me, I don't even know how much time it took me or how little time it took me, but I just It was amazing. It was so good. I still think about it all that time. Brilliant. This series has changed me forever to a better person. I love it with my entire heart, and I will just shut up now because you've heard me talk about it quite a while, and you won't stop hearing me talking about it for a while, but like, yeah, I might give you a bit of a break. So now let's move on to the books that I am hoping to read in the next month or month-ish, depends on when I film the next video, but I generally, as I said, have not been feeling like reading at all. I mean, I have been feeling like I want to read, but I just can't get into anything. So I've been picking up books that are just easy, light, not very complicated, not much drama involved, that I can slowly push my way through. And one of these books is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and I don't think I pronounced that correctly. I heard a bit about this book a while ago, and I just found a used copy, and I thought, why not? And it's so interesting. I'm really invested in this book. Basically about a girl, or more appropriately, a lady who is extremely tired of her life, and every single thing she does seems to be going wrong. She can't seem to do anything correctly in her life. One day at the stroke of midnight, when she decides she wants to end all this misery and misfortune, she finds herself in a library full of books, and each of these books is a life she could have led had she made one thing differently. And she's given the opportunity to try on these lives to see if any of them suits her, and if she wants to continue living her life in any one of those. I find that such an interesting concept, and I honestly can't really say how good it works, like what more this book talks about, because I've just started reading it, but so far so great. I really love it. Next up is The Missing of Claire de Lune by Christine Abode. This is book 2 in The Mirror Quartet by Christine Abode, and I read the first book a while ago. I wanted to start reading it, but can't get into any fantasy, and I'm just hoping that because I sort of know this world, I know the vibe, it's not very fast-paced, that maybe with a bit of luck I can get myself to read this, because I really want to, but I just can't. I just can't, but I'll try. I hope. I really want to. Next up is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. As I've mentioned, I am on my little Jane Austen adventure, and I am really excited to try out a few of her books. I'm really enjoying them, and I honestly remember Sense and Sensibility because I obviously watched the movie first. I remember it way better, and so it's a bit easier to get through the book because I actually know what is happening a bit more. So I'm positive that I'll finish it sometime this month. I usually listen to it on train trips and stuff like that, which has been happening a lot to get to work, so I think that's gonna be a success if none of these books work out. I was trying to think of any other book that I might want to read this month, that I might see myself reading this month, but I can't. So we're just gonna end it with this. I am not very ambitious this coming month. It's really weird. Sometimes you want to read, but you can't focus enough to read, and sometimes you don't want to read and you can't focus, so it's okay. But like, why? I just want to read a book and enjoy it, and why can I not do that? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what books you have read recently or are currently reading, and what you'd like to read next in the near future, and I hope to see you soon in my very next video. Bye!